Hello! I'm Elaine, and I'm a tour guide in the French Quarter. I do ghost tours. And I am not going to tell you the stories that I tell on my tour, because you gotta pay for those. But if you want to hear some interesting things that have happened to me while I'm leading random drunk people around the French Quarter, I got you. Some guests just don't even know what the hell y'all are doing. I had a group tonight that were a bit too intoxicated to be on a tour, but they were nice, they were friendly, they were trying their best. But one of them, or actually two of them, right before the tour started, ran off to get waffles because there's now a waffle selling place a couple of doors down from where the tour starts, and they are good waffles, so I understand. But when he came back, the tour had already started, so they were trying to come over very quickly, and one of them slipped on the edge of the sidewalk and fell. And of course, I stop immediately and turn and be like, oh my God, are you okay? And before I can even say anything, I realize that he's rolling around on the ground. And I don't mean like writhing in pain kind of rolling around on the ground. I mean like if you've ever been to like a kindergarten dance class when they tell them, okay, kids, roll on the ground. It was that kind of rolling on the ground. Meanwhile, he's holding a beer up above his head, trying to prevent it from spilling. And I'm like, okay, I think he's fine. We'll continue the story. And he and the other drunkest person disappeared at the end of the first stop, and then they did come back at the end of the second stop, but then they disappeared again. Like, they clearly realized this was not the correct situation for them to be in. But one of the other members of the group was really into this tour. He was having the best damn time, which I love to see. It always makes me happy. But I will admit, I had to at one point just stop making eye contact with him and stop looking at him, because every single time I looked over there, he'd be making a gesture. And it didn't matter what was going on. He was gesturing somehow. Like, if I said something vaguely badass, he'd do like devil horns, rock out symbol. If I said something he thought was funny, he'd do a thumbs up. If I said something he thought was sort of sad and depressing, he'd give me a thumbs down. If I said something he thought was spooky, he'd do like the wiggle fingers, like ooh kind of thing at me. And the problem was he kept standing really up at the front, so I'd catch movement out of the corner of my eye and turn to look at him thinking he was raising his hands, and instead he'd be like doing bunny ears behind someone, and I'm like, dude, I'm trying my best, like, could you not? But he was having a grand old time, so I tried just not to see him and keep moving. And so I had no idea what the hell he was doing. But also last night, I was very happy not to have this pair on my tour. Instead, they went with the other tour guide. But while we were waiting, gathering everyone around, there was one pair that were very drunk. And like they were drunk enough I had not even told them to go to the bar or bathroom before the tour. Like, in case you're wondering if I think you're too drunk to be on this tour, if I do not give you a warning to go to the bar and bathroom before the tour starts, I think you're already too drunk to be here. But this girl overheard me mentioning to one of the other guests about needing to go to the bar or bathroom before the tour starts. And she was like, oh my God, where can I get drinks? And I'm like, nowhere, please don't get drinks. But she went and got drinks, and she left her girlfriend behind. And when she came back from getting drinks, her girlfriend was in a tree. And it wasn't a tall tree. I mean, it's the trees next to the benches in Jackson Square. They're not very tall, and this one happens to have a branch that is very sittable, but I have no idea how sturdy those trees are, and I was just not looking back there, pretending that I could not see this girl sing in a tree, because the tour had not started yet. She was not my responsibility. I was not dealing with that shit. And then I ended up not dealing with it at all because they were part of a group that were really clumped in the back. And when we were counting out my half, I couldn't count them. So they ended up with the other tour guide, and I feel super guilty about it. But, we all get those nights with the people that you're just wondering, what the hell are you doing? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and feel free to share your own experiences in the comments below.